Hello and welcome. How we doing this morning, this afternoon? Sorry about that, guys. There. Okay. Sorry about that. Still learning all these things. Welcome to this full moon creativity stream. I am so glad you're here and you decided to join me. Again, apologies for the rocky start, but we are live officially and we're doing this thing. I'm trying a new approach today. As you can see, I've done a little bit of prep work. So, shall we jump in with a little bit of breath work? I like to center myself with a cup of tea before I get into technical things. I will, for those of you who don't want to wait, this maybe isn't for you, but I like to take a minute to. I got my cup of tea here, so I'll sip my yummy warm beverage. Cheers. If you're, as you tune in, or if you're watching this off air, let me know in the comments what you're joining in from, where you're joining in from, and what your favorite, what beverage you're bringing to the table today. I am drinking a ashwagandha blueberry sage yogi stress relief tea. Seems like the right idea for middle of the afternoon, right? Working too hard, been working all day. Deserve a little relaxation and break and calm. Especially if you're like me and looking out the window and seeing the storm, the winds, the rain start to come back. And you're home and grateful for this home. Grateful to be here with you. By the end of this, we will have called in the full moon with our creative energy. And you'll have seen a bit of my process and hopefully be curious to learn a little more. If not, whatever. We're hanging out and I'm just gonna show you a couple things in here as I go through a project. This is actually a personal project that I'm starting on. Decided if you were here, if you watched the last stream, I know I was working on another client postcard. That's great. It's still not done yet, if you're wondering. Um, you will you will know if you follow me on Instagram. Same handle as here, Tasha T Fay Designs. And that's where I'll post the final design on that. Today, I thought it might be interesting to honor the full moon a little bit by showing you some tips, showing you showing you my process from the very beginning, the research phase. Okay. And as we get into it, I'm gonna start with a cool little tip that I found. If you're not familiar with Fresco, or maybe you just don't know this yet, this could be helpful. I don't know how much I really love Fresco for its ability to draw and paint. It's hard for me to compare it to Procreate because I think Procreate, from what I've seen, does a lot of, is really very similar. It's just a different payment model. So who do you want to pay? Yes, Adobe is a large corporation, but I do think that, and yes, their conference was all AI, new AI features. I still enjoyed myself. If you're tuning in and you were at, or either in person or online, watched any of the Adobe Max content, let me know what your favorites were, maybe what a highlight was for you. I was only able to um, tune in online, and I loved it. I thought it was great. I learned some new things, including this one, because I'm one of those designers who wasn't really using a lot of masks before, but I found how to do it in Fresco really easily. And that, so to kind of show you what I'm talking about, I basically, so there's this black circle, right? And I came over here to design elements, and I found, so we're just gonna duplicate this. Oh, right, you gotta duplicate there. That's better. If you don't want it to mask, that's a new thing I'm learning. So I'm gonna move this over here to show you something real cool. Oh, wow, okay, that's new. Not really, but we're gonna move this one then. Okay. Okay, so to show you, we're gonna take this, we're gonna hit done. So there's my black moon, right? My dark moon. And then I can go over here into these cool elements, and maybe for fun, let's do like a grass, just to show you what's up. So you can pick any of these handy dandy elements that you want. And done when you get it at approximately the right size, and hit mask, and boom. Now, okay, moving it around can still be a bit weird. I'm still figuring that. I think if you combine them, now you can move it around, right? And now you have this cool textured dot. How cool is that? So that's my little tidbit I'll start with, to help inspire you on your creative project that you're working on this full moon. So, resetting officially, I got a little distracted by my intention, I feel like. So, I'm just going to reset, take a sip of tea, and share how grateful I am for what I've been gifted and what I do have. There are, I am grateful for my ability to do this stream. I have both a computer and an iPad. Okay, it's pretty cool. I am grateful for a wonderful husband that supports what I do. And I am grateful for wonderful business owners that I've met today. I went to a networking event earlier, and I think it was one of the better ones yet. So, win-win, feeling good. and I'm here with you, breathing, taking in this energy of the full moon at its peak. I'm not going to see it here. It's gray and cloudy, and it just looks gray and cloudy here in Portland. Um, if you tune in, let me know where you're joining from. And if maybe you're watching this later, I think the full moon is actually set to start rising at the end of this hour and really be at its peak actually early morning. So I just thought this was kind of at the very beginning and a good way to start to dip our toe into this energy that we're already feeling, probably. So take a moment, check in with yourself, trying to take this facilitation technique from a dear friend of mine and say, my heart is feeling grateful and my body is feeling alive. First word that comes to you. If you got one, put it in the chat. Okay. So take a sip and let's get into some of this research, right? So this is where I'm gonna show you some cool, like a lot of you, when you think of research, what do you think? Where do you go if you're a designer, if you're a creative of any kind? Where do you go for inspiration? Do you look on Instagram? Do you look on Pinterest? Do you look on, do you look outside around you? Do you have a folder on your phone? Let me know where you find inspiration and research. I guess it always depends on the project. So to give you a little bit of background, this project that I'm working on is a outdoor house sign for my yard, our yard, that ultimately will be made out of metal and it will light up and it will add some even better than Christmas lights, light action, fun light art action in the front yard. So I've been thinking about this project for a while, and I'm also taking ideas from one of my wonderful mentors, Martina Floor. Thanks for some of the Adobe Max lettering tips that you shared. Actually, she's just all around great. If you really want to deep dive in lettering, I would recommend her stuff in a heartbeat. She's also just got she's got her shorts game down packed. So if you just need some tips, Martina Floor. Um, and so I've taken her idea and I've decided to start a folder, Google Photos album on my phone with different house numbers I found on all the walks I take because I have two dogs. I also do some dog walking on the side. So I've taken lots of walks around various Portland neighborhoods, not just my own. And I have found, getting covered, some ideas here. Okay, thank you. We're going to collections. We're gonna go to house signs. And yeah, so this 331, pretty cool lettering. I liked the lettering on that. And I also like that it's a different shape I don't really know why I took a picture of this. I guess because it's a lighting option. It's a backlit lighting option. It's pretty simple. They probably bought it online from some mass producer. It's pretty simple. Just doesn't look custom per se, other than I guess the numbers are probably custom. And it's just, a sheet of vinyl of some kind that's with a light behind it and a kind of boring serif font. It's readable. It works. It's a light up sign. I guess that's how it looks in the yard. Okay, it's good. It works. It's easy to see what house it is at night. This one, I liked the depth that this one provided, and it's also a little more interesting of a serif font, classic serif font, and it's good. This one, sorry, I don't have it lit up, but it's kind of cool with the solar panel on the top. So, because you can see this house is it's got a really long driveway. So, it's a good idea if you got a long driveway. Um, yeah, so I think it's a similar design to that 625 one, but it's got that, but it's got the solar panel um, for the light up nature, but it's still that kind of clean, readable, but kind of boring sans serif design. This one I thought was kind of cool. It doesn't necessarily light up, but you could see how you could figure out something there in some way. There's some options. It's also a very sleek, like light text designs, modern looking, which I liked. I also liked that it was on a white, yellow backdrop. Okay, this one's not really a house sign. Well, I guess you can see the house number behind it, but I thought this was a cool carrot gate for their garden. It's great. I'm like, okay, we need one that doesn't have our numbers on it too. This one had some cool, I liked this one. What do you think? Is it, my fear is that it's not legible enough. I do like that it's sans serif, but but it doesn't look like that same sans serif we saw with the backlit signs. It's got this kind of, your eye fills it in. And they just going a little, it's like they just took a line and cut it a little bit off and then made a number out of it. The line that you would make for regular two. It's not cool. But I'm not sure if that will be legible enough. I guess our numbers are 633, so I guess I don't have a 9 or a 6 in there to worry about. So that's good. This was a very this is a city sign, but I could see this also looking, but this is Portland, so we're outdoors people, right? Timbers. And this one I liked because it has more than just the number. So it's kind of that same, like I could do something like this. Our sign could be wood like this. Doesn't have to be metal. And it would be a different way to light it up. And that's my hesitancy. But I might, for purposes of the stream, while I'm getting decisions on that for the purposes of sketching, I do a sketch that's kind of like this. Okay, and then for wood, and then maybe do one that's a little bit more metal. So I kind of like that one. And then like this one, okay, I know the flower's kind of covered up, but you can see it's another sans serif light, but a little thicker than than this one. It's a little thicker than this. This is also a light text that I see a lot of places, and I want to be unique. This is a little more unique, but This is really unique. I don't know that I love the font choice because it's maybe a little too Western for me and for us. So it's like I kind of want a balance between the sleek and I want the feel of this because it's not just going to be a number for us. We're also going, the name of our house space is Fifth Element Ohana. And so I want to be able to put that on there. So I like this too. So I'm going to go ahead and download this. And I'm also, this one's just so cool. I'm going to download this one too. And this one. Oh, and I guess I kind of like the depth of this. If we're gonna do a wood, we could go the depth this other way. Um, Maybe? I don't know. As you can see, none of these are really metal. A lot of these are wood. So I'm not trying to get too many is the other thing. So we're gonna put some of these ones I found in here. Uh, okay, hold on. There we go. Okay, so we're gonna flip this. We're gonna add and we're gonna add oh, photos. This one. So there's some of my wood sign and inspiration. As you can see, I got to the bottom of it and I did not find what I was really looking for. So I'm just gonna merge these. So we're also going to just do a quick little Pinterest search. Ooh, now that's spooky and fun. Okay, maybe. Okay, don't get try not to get too distracted as you get in here. We're really looking for um yeah, that was open. You can see what I was searching for. Um, okay, so let's look up. This is where, if I wasn't on an iPad, I might be doing this in Adobe Fresco. And maybe I should be doing this in Adobe Fresco. That is kind of was like, this is one of the places I was thinking, or sorry, not Fresco, Adobe Firefly boards. I'm still waiting for a project to do that on, and this would have been great. But yeah, something like this, right? Um, where simple, it's really going to draw attention to the graphic and the text, the lettering. I want to highlight the lettering. So that was my thought originally, and then was to have like lights behind it or around it somehow that reflect through it. And I don't want to do that. So that was kind of one thing I was thinking. I guess this is a pretty cool indoor sign, but I think this is indoors. Well, maybe it's like underneath. Maybe it's on a porch, I guess, still. But okay, this one's cool because it's got a little more text, where instead of saying our family name, we're gonna put Fifth Element Ohana, which is a little long. So I kind of like the other style because I guess it could be Fifth Element Ohana. I just feel like that layout's gonna get weird. Ooh, that's cool. Do a completely different design there. And then have the name there. Okay. So yeah, when all else fails, like as you can see, I like to start with my oh, that's kind of cool. We'll do a scene with it. Because also the goal is to be able to do these for other people too. Like I'm starting with me so you can see my process, but and you can follow me through the process and hopefully I can and maybe I even can inspire you to create one for your own house. And this is where go away. But yeah, I was kind of thinking something more like this. But also something that hangs could be really nice too. So something like this is not gonna hang like something like this would. But this was one idea I kind of had with my own custom lettering too. So yeah, when all else fails, I come over to Pinterest and yeah, There's lots of options. Pinterest can easily get overwhelming. So you just kind of gotta give yourself a time limit and pick a few, and then we're gonna come back over here. Oh, and then maybe we'll add these to here. Add a couple of these. Okay, I didn't download too many. So I like the hanging nature of this. And the see-through nature. I liked I like the unique shape of this. And I can see that in front of my porch, I think. I could see this one hanging from my porch. I could see something like this, maybe a little smaller. This is where maybe I should have come prepared with a picture of my yard, but we'll do that in mock-up phase. And that's actually where I might have some fun in Firefly boards because I could take a picture of my front porch or where I wanted it and then play with ideas. So I might do that. I'm like, am I even gonna get to sketching for you? I'll try and get to at least some. But I am kind of in full-blown research phase right now. And I guess I did like the unique shape of this. The ability to put this on a tree, instead. And like light it because then you can have fun with backlighting. If it's not a little bit, you can have a little more fun with backlighting if it's on a tree or if it's on a slightly different background than just that. I don't see how this one, let's see how this one can light up. This one would light up if it's hanging as the porch light comes on. This one, there's ways, but I see it more there. And is there any other photos to add here? I like the simplicity of this. I like that it's square. And we might still, and I like the white space in that, really, is what I like in that. So this one, I like the shape, and I like that it's not on a porch. I love the creativity in this one with the whole little scene. And I really also, I like that this one hangs. So maybe we'll do a hanging simplistic one. Maybe we'll do a hanging design and something more like this. Okay. So, and then I'm gonna merge these layers because in order to move on to some of the next things, so we're gonna merge all those. There you go, the blank layer. That's fine. Okay. So we're gonna lock that. I'm gonna turn that off. And now, sketch time. You get to watch me sketch a bit. Um, I do like, we've changed this panel a bit. Oh, I don't know, did it just crash on me? Yeah. Okay. First, Fresco never crashes on me. That's new. Okay. Uh, all right. Sketch time. So now's the fun part where we get to, so this is purpose. This is very premium, very initial sketches before I even did all the research because guilty, I can sometimes get a little eager in the sketch into sketching because I love sketching so much and not spend as much time researching as is really best. So, well, this is where we're at. And do you want music? How are you guys feeling on music? I was saying this is the sketching is when I like some music. And I guess we are at quarter till. But so when I sketch, I use a pixel pencil. Let's go into sketching here. So you can see there's, your charcoal. You can sketch charcoal. That might actually stand out more. I usually go with the pencil. I even have some lettering brushes. When I do lettering, I usually end up, and it did, new things in Fresco. But like all their sketching. Okay, so they just have them all. No, it's just what's currently picked, I think. Okay, never mind. Never mind. Not that cool. Still cool. But FX media, I think, yeah, still might go with the pencil because it's reliable. Well, let's got some ants on me. And we're gonna share some sound, some coffee shop vibes. Oh, okay, well, maybe we won't because I'm doing this. Maybe with new stream ideas, I will. But for now, we're just going to jump on here. I'm actually going to put this fresh layer above my sketch layer, which I'm going to turn down the opacity of just enough. It's already pretty light, but I want to be able to see what I'm doing. So I got some ideas here. I guess these are all for rectangular signs. So I almost want to think outside the box a little bit here. That one is, I swear I wish I had my drawing arms because that is one thing. Oh, 8 is usually pretty good. Oh, yep. I'm switching to the ultimate reliable pencil. And we're going to, I guess this is just super pixelated. This, we're that small? Interesting. Um, I've never experienced this, so it's interesting. But if I do the, oh, and then, yeah, why? Okay, but then do, something more readable there. That's one option. Here we are playing with some different house designs. So I do this. And then let's say we want to shorten them. I don't think that translates in the same way, really. It works. And then, but yeah, this is kind of my fun zone. Oh, I like that three better. Still a little tall, but better. And so then I guess I kind of like the six being shorter, but I'm gonna match the style of the threes. Just something like that. And oh, I did already say I liked those layouts better. What do you think? I'm still trying to make this top one work somehow because, but yeah, these are like super rough. Like I haven't put much time into it at all. I it's been so long since I did these. So, but then I guess I highlighted this one Probably because I could put like the 633 there and then like in case you're wondering where I did this original sketching, because I clearly imported this as an image and I'm doing new sketches on top of it, right? The new tracing paper. If you're a long-term artist, this is kind of what tracing paper is for, but as a digital artist, I did it this way. And I brought this image as an export from Zinnia, which I use really actually every day because it's a journal app and a planning app. So you can have as many journals as you want. I do pay for it, but even the free plan lets you have a few different journals. You can add your own pages. There's loads of planning and lettering and like the templates. It's really interesting. They have a calligraphy lettering template. I'll just show you real quick as a quick side note, so it's easier to show you than tell you. But yeah, so design sketches is where I do all my sketching. So this holiday card, right? You can see. Actually, that one took a lot of pages. One, two, three, four. And you can color code by pages really easily. And then, okay, see, these are ones from, I had some mix up, but I think this is one that was pre-done as well. Oh, no, this is one I started, I think, as I was going through a book. And this is a neurographic art technique I started learning. So I thought that was a cool place to do it. But they also have these, like, there's that lettering guide. Here's their calligraphy workbook. Really interesting learning calligraphy with this calligraphy pen. It's very, it can be almost frustrating because you're like, but I can't actually get the angle right. And it's hard to get the angle right with a standard Apple pencil tip, right? This is where I've explored the realms of replacing this Apple pencil tip with, I've added silicone tips. I've added silicone tips. I've got replaced them with, I've got these metal tips with basically this, but the very end are like, there's different tips with different lengths of metal. So it's a metal tip. I haven't really found the one that makes doing calligraphy on the iPad easy. Um, so that's a bit of an annoying thing. But like this lettering guide, it can be really satisfying to sit here and use this one uses the technical pen. It even tells you which one to go with. Um, it's definitely one of the easier ones to just sit in front of the TV and do. I've done all these, right, with the brush pen was really fun. But so there's some fun things. And you can have journals for everything. I use it every morning because I do morning pages per The Artist's Way, if any of you have read that. Yeah, I guess that's why I like this bottom one. Maybe. And I almost feel like 633 needs to be in the both corners. And I don't know if I like that. Maybe if it's a little smaller. That's not smaller. Tasha. That one's gonna be smaller too. But this sketch phase, just to give you a clue as we end tonight's stream, is to play around with layouts, right? And also maybe have some fun with different types. Just fun, brainstormy joy. So this is my mission for the full moon time until we get to the new moon, is to get further on this project. I have now took me forever to finish a t-shirt design that you saw in one of my previous streams, at least one. And that is sample order is on its way. So that's done. And I am getting close to finishing that card you saw me do on the last new moon stream. And yeah, it's really taken me a long time to finish things. I've also gone to a few different conferences this year and taken notes, visual notes, but only so much doodle, still with, like, I was basically doodling letters and playing with different font styles as I took my notes. It's kind of notes I take. Those are all posted on LinkedIn if you want to see my learnings from that. And oh, I made some wood house signs, so I do have some experience with that. They were for an internal room decor for my in-laws as they were rearranging their home and their room spaces. So yeah, this is my new mission, my new personal project, especially now that that t-shirt design is done. I am all in, committing to this. Hopefully, I get a little further for you by the next new moon. And if you're in Portland, I'm putting out the feelers, I'm putting out the initial word that I will love to host a in-person art night at this Fifth Element Ohana. Be our guest, join our family for a night of in-person art creation where I can really see what you bring and we can really have some fun as artists talking about our process together. So if you're in Portland, definitely reach out if you're interested in doing that. And joining me next Tuesday, we're going to do another Tart Tuesday. Thank you to my dear tattoo artist friend who helped initiate this idea as we would do our individual Tart Tuesday silliness. So we'll do one of those next week in Portland. So reach out if you're there and if you're here in town and or nearby and want to come for that. I will also put a link in the description to my website, my portfolio, It'll have there's blogs and art shop and all kinds of services you can peruse in addition to my portfolio, and use any form you find on the site to sign up for my list. And that's where you will also, if you're on my list, you will get Zoom invites to be here with me in Zoom instead of just watching on YouTube. Or I might, maybe by the next time, branch out into Twitch. I think that's a good spot for this. So let me know what you think about any of that. Now you know I'm a human artist. You know a little bit about my process. We didn't get super far into it, but you got to see some research. You got to see a little bit of sketching. You got to learn how to mask if you didn't know how to do that in Fresco. And I'm not really sure why Siri is telling me good afternoon. I'm wishing you all a wonderful evening with wonderful, cozy family, and friends, or yourself. May you find coziness and ease this November full moon. You got this. I got you. Please consider liking and subscribing for more from me. And please leave a comment with feedback, reach out with super critical feedback, and I'm here. I'm here to make this better for you. All right. Bye for now.